Students, today we are going to learn about chemical effects of electric current. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the electrical conductivity in water and other liquids, list the effects of impurities on electrical conductivity of water, and understand electrolysis and its application in day-to-day life. In this particular chapter, do you know, students, how electricity is very important for all of us? Without electricity, we cannot do anything. We cannot do online classes because it will need electric charge of the particular appliances. In this particular chapter, we are going to learn about chemical effects of electric current. We will also learn about electrical conductivity in water and other liquids, effects of impurities on electrical conductivity of water, and also understand what is electrolysis and its application in our day-to-day life. Do you know how important is electricity for all of us in today's world? Yes, electricity enables us to learn and live in a very comfortable life. So today electrical current have three effects. Electricity can pass through creating three effects: chemical effect, magnetic effect, and heating effect. So in this particular chapter we are going to study about chemical effects of electric current. So let's get started. We know that metals generally are good conductor of electricity. The current flow in them because of the free electrons in the metals. These electrons carry charges, thus conduct electricity. For instance, when an electric current is passed through copper wire, the electrons inside the copper wire get energized and move from one end to another, and thus an electric current flows. Do you know, students, what are ions and what are called electrons? Electrons are negatively charged particles of atoms in a particular metal. Okay, they will conduct electricity, and when the current pass through them, they get energized and thus then flow of electric current. Now in this particular activity, check the conductivity of water. 3 beaker, 3 copper plates, 3 zinc plate, 6 pieces of wire, tap water, pure water, salty water, batteries, and 3 LEDs. Connect the batteries with metal plate and LED using wire in the same way as it is shown here. Now pour tap water into the beaker and make setup as shown in the figure. Repeat step 1 and 2 using pure water and salty water. Observe and compare all the 3 setups. You have to connect battery and you have to connect wire to a particular 3 metals. You have to take copper plate, zinc plate, and you have to take tap water. Okay. Now what you will observe while doing this activity, when you are going to take a pure water, the LED does not light up in the case of pure water, but it lights up in the case of tap water and salty water. Whenever you are going to take tap water and salty water, what will happen? And when it is connected to a battery, so what will happen? The bulb will glow in case of salty water and tap water, but it will not glow in the pure water. Why? Pure water does not conduct electricity. Electrical conductivity of water increases when salt is added. No electricity will pass in pure water. For electricity to pass in the pure water, some salt has to be added to the pure water. Then only electric current will flow through pure water. Electric conductivity is the measure of amount of electrical current that flows through a material. The substances that have high electrical conductivity are called good conductors, and while the substances that have low electrical conductivity are called insulators. So examples of electrical conductivity means they will conduct electricity are silver, copper, zinc, gold. Okay, and what are the material that will not allow the electrical current to pass through it? For example, wood, rubber, plastic are the bad conductors of electricity. They will not allow electricity to flow through them. Electrical conductivity of water and other liquids. We learned from the previous activity that pure water does not conduct electricity. It is because pure water does not contain any ion which carry electric charges. For any electrical charges to flow, there should be an ion in a particular electrolyte. Okay, if there are no ions, who is going to carry electricity? So tap water does have some ions or does have some salt. Okay, salt will carry electricity and thus it conducts electricity. The presence of impurities such as salt and acid in water make it a good conductor of electricity. Why it is advised not to touch electrical appliance with wet hands? So in order to pass electric current, what you have to do, you have to mix salt with the water, or you have to make water with, in case of you can add acid to the water. For example, H2SO4 is also an acid that you can be added in the water. NaCl is also a NaCl is to be also added in order to conduct electricity. Why it is said advised not to touch electrical appliances with wet hands? This advice is given because of the high electrical conductivity of water. Water from the wet hands can easily reach to the electrical circuit of the appliances. We know that water dissolved salt into it and thus can conduct electricity, and we might get electric shocks. On the other hand, it does not easily happen when our hands are dry. So we should not touch electrical appliances and electric circuits with wet hands, because here only we studied because water will carry electricity if it is not pure. So in order to be safe from the current, what we have to do, we don't have to touch any electrical appliances when our hands are wet. Do all liquids conduct electricity? Liquid which have some salt, very important line, liquid which have some salt or iron dissolved in them can conduct electricity. No pure water can conduct electricity because there are no ions. Only liquid with some salt and ions dissolved in them can conduct electricity. Most of the acidic solution and alkalis. What do you mean by alkalis? When aqueous solution of base, when you are going to mix base with some liquid, then it will be known as aqueous solution of bases. Means if you have NaCl, okay, NaCl, if you are going to add it with water, then also it becomes a base. Conduct electricity. It will also conduct electricity. Liquids such as oil and alcohol are poor electrical conductors, whereas aqueous solution of acid, base and salt are good electrical conductors. Okay, for example, in this activity we are going to particularly see if oil will conduct any electricity or no. So in this activity, test the electrical conductivity of oil and vinegar. Material: oil, vinegar, oil, vinegar, insulated electrical wires, 2 small beakers, battery and a LED. Arrange a setup of an electric circuit using the battery, wires and the LED. Keep both the ends of the wire circuit free. You don't have to connect anything to these wires. Take a vinegar in a petri dish and dip both of this end of the wire into it. The open end of the wire should not touch each other. Repeat step 2 with oil also. First of all, you have to dip this wire into the vinegar and then you have to dip it in the oil. So what you will observe, LED lights will light up only with vinegar but not with oil. Why? Because vinegar is a good electrical conductor while oil is not. It is because vinegar is an aqueous solution of an acid and oil does not mix with water. Okay. Liquids such as oil and alcohol are poor conductor of electricity, whereas aqueous solution. What do you mean by aqueous solution? Aqueous solution means what? It is mixed with water. Okay, aqua means water. So you are going to mix any acid with water, then it will be aqueous solution of acid or a base. And salt are good electrical conductors. Example: aqueous solution of common salt conducts electricity, whereas pure water is a poor electrical conductor. Means if you are going to mix water with salt, means NaCl, that is you are using in every day-to-day life, you are going to conduct electricity. But whereas the pure water will be pure water is poor electrical conductor. Now, the liquids that conduct electric current, they are called as electrolytes. Very important. What are called electrolytes? The solution which will conduct electricity will called as electrolytes. Now, tell me students, is pure water electrolyte? No, because pure water will not conduct electricity. So, pure water is not a electrolyte. But in case if you are going to mix salty water with pure salt, if you are going to put salt in the pure water, what you are going to get? You will get a electrolyte. Okay. Effects of impurities on electrical conductivity of water. Impurities such as salt, when dissolved in pure water or tap water, form ions, which make it possible for an electric current to pass through an aqueous solution. Now, ions carry electricity. No ions means no electric current can pass. Ions are atoms or group of atoms which carry charges. Very important line. What are ions? Ions are atoms or group of atoms that will carry electricity. Now, ions are of two types. Cations, they carry positive charge, and anions, they carry a negative charge. When we dissolve common salt, that is a regular salt which is used at home in water, the salt dissociate. Dissociate means breaks down. Dissociate means breaks down into two ions, that is called sodium and chloride. Now, you know students, salt is made up of NaCl. Okay. NaCl. So when it breaks down, it will form as two ions. So it will form as sodium ions, that is called Na, and chloride ions. Okay, one positive and one negatively charged. Okay, that is why salt water conducts electricity while pure water does not. When the electric conductivity of a liquid can be increased by adding impurities in it. If you want water to be electrified, what you have to do? You have to put an impurity inside it. For example, salt or acid or base. We can conclude that the chemical effect produced by an electric current depends on the nature of conducting solution through which it is passed, along with the nature of electrodes used for passing electric current. If whatever solution that you are going to take, that should be impure. If the solution is impure, then only electrical current will pass through it. It depends on the solution which you are going to take. Now, we are going to study about electrolysis. So, what are the main points that you have studied? That impure water only can pass electricity. No pure waters can pass electricity. Ions can carry electricity. If there is an ion in any metal, that will carry electricity. No ions means no electricity can pass. Now, what is called electrolysis? Electrolysis, what is electrolysis? Look at the given diagram, very important part of this chapter. Look at the given diagram. It shows an arrangement of an electrical circuit that includes two metal plates, battery, two pieces of wire, two beakers, and aqueous solution, that is called electrolyte. Electrolyte means what? Impure solution which is having salt or acid or a base. It is an arrangement. It is called electrolysis cell. This pure arrangement is called electrolysis cell. The chemical reaction that takes place in such setup is called electrolytic reaction or electrolysis. Okay. Now, in simple terms, an electrolysis is defined as a process of production of chemical reaction by passing an electric current through an electrolyte. Now, for example, electrolyte means what? A solution which can pass electricity. Okay, that is called electrolyte. Any solution that can pass electricity through it, it will be known as electrolyte. Now, in this electrolyte, if you are going to pass any current, and that current will produce a chemical reaction, this full process is known as electrolysis process. Now, for that, the metal rods used for electric current to flow are known as electrode. Now, there are two metallic rod present in the electrolytic solution through which the cations and anions will pass. Ions, you have already understood ions. What are ions? Ions are the charge carriers. Okay, they will carry charge. Now, there are two types of ion. One will carry positive charge and one will carry negative charge. Now, there are two electrodes here, anode and cathode. Very important. Now what is called anode? Anode is an electrode connected to the positive terminal of the battery. If you can zoom it, see here, it is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. And what is cathode? Cathode is an electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, which is -1. Okay. Anode, it receives negatively charged ions called as anions. Now here you have to always remember the positively charged electrode will attract negatively charged ions, and negatively charged electrode will attract positively charged ions. We all know opposite charges attract each other. Okay, so anode which is having negatively charged ions, when an electric current is passed, they are attracted to anode. My dear students, see, anode is an electrode connected to the positive terminal. Okay, but it will produce negatively charged, and they are attracted to anode. See students, now anode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and cathode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. This is battery. Okay, now when it is positively connected, what will happen, my dear student? It will attract negative ions because it is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. It will attract negative ions towards it. That is known as anions. Anions are negative ions. And cathode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So it will attract positive ions because opposite charges attract each other. So in an electrolytic cell, positively charged ions move towards cathode. Positively charged ions will move towards cathode. You can see positive charged ions are moving towards cathode, and negatively charged ions are moving towards anode through an electrolytic solution. Thus, the movement of ions from one terminal to another terminal in an electrolytic solution is this movement of ions from one terminal to another terminal causes electrical conductivity in an electrolyte. Means this will conduct electric current. Remember this, students. Electrolysis of sodium chloride solution. When a common salt, that is NaCl, is dissolved in water, in an aqueous solution is obtained. So when you are going to mix water with salt, what is going to happen? It will conduct electricity. Aqueous solution of common salt dissociate. Dissociate means breaks down into its ions when an electric current is passed through the circuit. So I already told you NaCl have two ions. Okay, this is salt. So NaCl have two ions called as Na plus, sodium plus, and chloride minus. So whenever an electric current is passed, there will be two ions, Na, that is sodium, and chloride, which is negatively charged. It's passed through the circuit and a chemical reaction occurs. The reaction takes place on both the electrode, which can easily be observed as follows. So when you are going to take salty water and you are going to take cathode and anode, what is going to happen? Evolution of gas. Bubbles are going to be seen on both the electrodes. Means what? Hydrogen gas on cathode and chlorine gas on anode will be produced, that you can see in the picture. Color of the electrolyte changes. Means this electrolytic solution will change its color. And deposition of a metal on the electrolyte. The sodium metal will be deposited on the electrode. All of these are characteristics of the chemical reaction. Uses of electrolysis. Why electrolysis is used? Before that, we are going to do one science talk. Electrolysis of water. When an electric current is passed through a tap water, water molecule dissociate. Dissociate means break down. Now you all know, students, tap water is having H2O. So whenever an electric current is passed through this water, what will happen? It will leave hydronium ions, H3O plus, and hydroxide ions, and finally produce hydrogen gas on cathode and oxygen gas on anode. The chemical reaction involved in this process is 2H2O will give 2H2G on or two gas, means O2 will be a gas and H2 also will be a gas. Okay, see here you can see in the picture hydrogen gas is evolved and oxygen gas also you can find it on anode. Uses of electrolysis. Now why electrolysis is used? In addition to the production of the oxygen gas, because electrolysis can produce oxygen gas, can dissociate, can break down its ion. Electrolysis is used broadly in many industry. Some of the uses of electrolysis are follows. Why you are using electrolysis? In metallurgy. Now what is metallurgy? Metallurgy is the process of purification of metal or extraction of metal in their pure form. If you want to take out pure metallic form from an impure metal, then you have to use this electrolysis. In refining of metal or electrolytic refining, such as copper and zinc. Okay, if you want to plate a metal with the copper and zinc, also electrolysis is used. In submarines, oxygen produced by the electrolysis of water is used for breathing. In order to produce oxygen, this electrolysis can be used. Okay, and in electroplating of metal. Electroplating we are going to study in the next topic. Electrolytic refining. Electrolysis is used in metallurgy to obtain electrolytic refining. Electrolysis is used in metallurgy to obtain the metal from impure metal. This is called electrorefining or electrolytic refining. This method is used to purify metals such as copper. In this, an impure copper metal is taken as anode. By passing electric current, impure copper metal dissolved into the solution, pure copper metal is deposited on cathode, and impurities are collected below the anode. These impurities are also called anode mud. A pure copper metal rod is taken as cathode. This is a pure copper metal. On passing electric current, pure copper metal is deposited on the cathode. So means this is made up of impure copper metal. So ions are going to travel from impure copper metal to pure copper metal when electric current is passed in the electrolysis. Copper sulfate solution is an electrolyte which is conduct electricity and helps in deposition of pure copper metal on the cathode. Okay, if you have to take a metal, you have to take a salt of the same metal. Okay, if you are going to plate copper on the anode or a cathode, you have to take copper solution only. Okay, see now I will show you the picture. When the current is going to pass, what is going to happen? Impure metallic metals from this copper is going to transfer to the copper, pure copper, which is deposited on the cathode. Okay, so the impure metals will be deposited as anode mud, which you can see. Okay, so this is the method by which you can get pure metallic solution, or you can say pure metal from the impure metal. Okay, see, with the help passage of electric current, what is happening? Pure metallic copper is getting deposited on cathode, and see, cathode is getting bigger and bigger, and this is getting smaller and smaller. You can see ions also of copper sulfate. Now what is called as electroplating? We have already studied about electrolysis, electrolytic refining. Now we are going to study about electroplating. It is the process of coating one metal with another metal by the process of electrolysis. We have seen many electroplated things around us, such as utensils, decorative pieces, jewelries, etc. We use a similar setup for the electroplating as it is arranged for the electrolysis. However, there are few important instructions which are to be followed for electroplating. These are: the metal or an object to be coated should be taken as anode, cathode. The metal or object to be deposited should be taken as anode. The electrolyte must be of the salt of the same metal which is to be coated. Example, if we want to coat an object with copper metal, The salt solution must be of copper salt. Example, copper sulfate salt. Now we have already seen what is the electrolysis process. Electrolysis is the process where we have already studied what is electrolysis. Electrolysis is defined as a process of production of chemical reaction. Okay, chemical reaction will be produced when an electric current is passed through an electrolyte. Okay, this is known as electrolysis. Okay, so suppose, my dear student, whenever we are going to take a salt solution, what is going to happen? Whenever we are going to pass an electricity in the salt solution, chemical reaction is going to happen, and that process is known as electrolysis. Now, electroplating means what? By this process, we can also coat one metal with another metal. Okay, by passing a current in the electrolytic solution. Okay. Now for that there are certain rules. The metal or object to be coated should be taken as cathode. If you want to coat the metal with gold, so you have to take a gold as a cathode, and the metal or object to be deposited should be taken as anode. The metal or object to be deposited should be taken as anode. Means if you want to see, suppose there is you can say a silver ball, and you have to wrap the silver ball, or you have to coat the silver ball with gold. Okay, so you have to take a gold metal as an anode. Okay, and cathode means what? Pure gold metallic plate should be kept in the electrolytic solution. Okay, the electrolyte must be of the salt of the same metal. Okay, so here you cannot take zinc sulfate and expect a metal to be gold plated. Okay, you have to take the salt of the same metal. If you want to coat the metal with the copper, so you have to take copper sulfate solution, which is blue in color. Okay, then only you will get the electroplating will happen. Now in detail we are going to see electroplating. Electroplate copper on silver metal. For electroplating a silver ball with copper, you have to coat this silver ball with copper. You have to coat it with copper. Okay, this is a silver ball and you want to have a electroplating with copper melted on this silver ball. What you have to do? You have to take a copper salt. Okay, copper, you want to coat it with a copper solution, so what you have to do? You have to take copper solution. First condition: both the silver ball and copper plate are dipped into the electrolyte and connected to the negative and the positive terminal of the battery. Okay, this is called cathode, and this is called cathode, and this is called anode. Now from this anode, the solution are the metallic pure ions of metals are going to pass on this silver ball and coat it with copper. Okay, both the silver ball and copper plate are dipped into the electrolyte. Both these are dipped into the electrolyte and connected to the negative and the positive terminal of the battery. Now you can see, students, the one is connected to the positive terminal and one is connected to the negative terminal. Now this is anode is connected to the positive terminal, whereas the cathode, okay, on which we have to coat it with copper, it is connected to the negative terminal. What will happen? The positively charged copper ions move to cathode and negative electrode and form a deposit on copper over a silver ball. Now what is going to happen? Whenever electric current is going to pass in this copper solution, what is going to happen? Pure metallic ion from this impure metal is going to negatively charged ions are going to transfer. See, this is a positively charged copper metal. Okay, from these what will happen? So here what is going to happen? The positively terminals, okay, the positive terminal, see, this is the negative terminal and this is the positive terminal. Okay, so what is going to happen? Ions from the positive terminal is going to move and deposit over the negative terminal of the battery. So positive copper ions are going to transfer from here and deposit on the silver ball, which is a negative terminal of the, which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. The positively charged copper ion move to the cathode, negative electrode because it is a negative electrode, and form a deposit of copper over a silver ball. So this is how, my dear student, electroplating can be happen. Application of electroplating. Before that, I would like to show you how electroplating is done. See, always you have to remember, students, pure metals always will be deposited on the cathode and impure metals will get reduced to the pure metal. Now see, your electrons are oxidized and electron reduction is happening. Okay, your electrons are exchanging their places. Okay, from the positive terminal they are going to the negative terminal of the electrode. Application of electroplating. Why electroplating is done? To prevent corrosion. Electroplating is one of the most popular method to prevent corrosion. Electroplating entails the electrodeposition of a metal onto the surface of corrosive material. Now first, this silver ball was corrosive material. So in order to prevent it from more corrosion, we can electroplate it or deposit a metal on its surface. This metal coating acts as a sacrificial barrier that can slow and even prevent corrosion from forming on the underlying material. Example, tin being less reactive than iron is coated on the iron to prevent iron from corrosion. So if you want to, in order to prevent iron from more corrosion, what you have to do, plate it with the tin. Okay. This process is called tinning. Chrome plating. Plating of chromium of steel parts on automobiles and motorcycle is a common application of electroplating. A shiny coating of chromium metal on iron metal objects makes the iron and metal objects seem bright and appealing, as well as it protects from the corrosion or rusting. In simple terms, what it is, when iron objects are there, you can put another metal on the top of the iron metal. Okay, you can plate it with the any metal. For example, tin, you can plate it with the tin. Okay, so one iron is there, but you can plate it with the tin. Now for what will happen then? No corrosion will happen on the underlying iron. Okay, chrome plating. On the iron plate, it will the plating of the chrome will be done. Okay, and that you can see on the automobiles also. Other example of electroplating applications are steel parts such as camshafts, crankshafts, and hand tools resist wear better when they are electroplated with chromium. Okay. Second, for decoration, jewelry pieces, statues, cutlery, etc. are made up of cheaper materials, are electroplated with expensive metals such as gold and silver. You might have seen artificial jewelries, okay, plated with silver and gold. Manufacturing of circuit boards. Electroplating is used in the manufacture of small circuit boards which are used in televisions, computer and other appliances. These are printed circuit boards. You can see, students. Some utensils are also electroplated to increase their thermal conductivity. You may have seen okay, underlining may be iron, but on top of the deck it may be coated with aluminium or a copper metal. Okay. Hope you have understood the chapter, student. Thank you. I have given a worksheet question from this particular chart, so please look into this. Okay, electric current can pass through liquid, that is known as electrolytes. Example, water and acid. If you are going to mix water with salt, it can be electrolyte, or if you are going to mix acid with water also, it can act as a electrolytic. Now application, when electrolysis in electrorefining, metallurgy, in order to take out the pure metal. In submarine, it is used in order to breathe oxygen, and electroplating. If you want to plate any object with another metallic metal, then electroplating application of the electrolysis are there.